There's an old saying, the legal profession is the best way to make money. But what if I told you that 1% of lawyers make 99% of the money in the industry? Sounds pretty absurd, doesn't it? After all, isn't the legal field supposed to be about justice, fairness, and equal representation? So why is it that a tiny fraction of lawyers end up controlling the majority of the wealth, while the rest are struggling to make ends meet? To understand this, we need to take a step back and examine the system that fuels this disparity. Let's start with the basics. The legal profession is unique in that it's structured to reward those who can climb to the top of the hierarchy. And at the very top, you'll find the corporate lawyers, the ones who work for large firms handling multi-million-dollar deals, mergers, and acquisitions. These lawyers are the ones who reap the rewards of the legal industry's most lucrative opportunities. But the vast majority of lawyers, those working in public defense, family law, or solo practices, make a fraction of what these elite lawyers earn. How did this happen? How did we go from a profession based on fairness and justice to one where a tiny fraction of individuals control the wealth? Let's take a closer look at how the legal industry works and why only a small percentage of lawyers end up making the lion's share of the money. The legal profession has always been hierarchical. At the top, you have large law firms, the kind with hundreds or even thousands of lawyers. These firms are the powerhouses of the legal world, and they cater to the wealthiest clients. They handle high-stakes corporate litigation, international trade, mergers and acquisitions, and the like. Lawyers who work for these firms can charge astronomical hourly rates, often upwards of $1,000 an hour. Take Kirkland & Ellis, one of the largest and most prestigious law firms in the world. Partners at Kirkland & Ellis can make millions of dollars a year, while associates, even with several years of experience, are looking at six-figure salaries. But what about the lawyers at smaller firms, or those working as public defenders or in legal aid? For them, the picture is very different. A public defender in the United States might make $50,000 to $60,000 a year, and in some cases less than that. They're overworked, underpaid, and often dealing with clients who can't afford to pay for their services. The reason for this disparity comes down to one simple fact: client demand. Large firms can command high fees because they serve clients with deep pockets: corporations, billionaires, and governments. These clients are willing to pay whatever it takes to get the best legal representation. Meanwhile, the vast majority of legal work involves cases where clients can't afford to pay, leading to lower compensation for the lawyers involved. But what about those lawyers who do make it to the top? How do they get there? It's no secret that success in the legal field often comes down to networking and connections. Most of the top corporate lawyers didn't get there through hard work alone. They had to navigate a labyrinth of connections, mentorships, and luck to land the big opportunities. And even once they're at the top, the climb doesn't stop. Lawyers at top firms constantly need to prove themselves, working long hours, managing complex cases, and maintaining relationships with high-profile clients. One of the key elements of success in the legal world is billing hours. The more hours a lawyer can bill, the more money they make. In top firms, the pressure to bill hours is intense. Partners can sometimes bill more than 2,000 hours a year, which translates to tens of millions in revenue for the firm. But at the same time, there's a downside to this model. Lawyers are often incentivized to maximize billable hours, even if it means dragging out cases or making unnecessary motions. The client pays, but the lawyer benefits, creating a system that rewards inefficiency. Another factor that contributes to this wealth disparity is specialization. Lawyers who specialize in certain high-demand areas, such as corporate law, intellectual property and securities law, can charge significantly higher fees than those who work in other fields. For example, a lawyer specializing in mergers and acquisitions can command fees of $1,000 to $2,000 an hour, while a lawyer working in family law might only charge $200 an hour. Consider intellectual property law. As technology has advanced, so has the demand for lawyers who specialize in IP. With the explosion of tech companies, startups, and digital media, IP lawyers have become some of the highest paid professionals in the legal field. And while they're raking in the money, other lawyers, like those working in personal injury or criminal defense, often struggle to make ends meet. This trend has led to a situation where certain areas of law are highly profitable, while others are not. The result is a concentration of wealth among a small group of lawyers, leaving the rest to fend for themselves. Let's look at some real-life examples of this disparity. In 2015, the median salary for a lawyer in the United States was around $115,000. But for lawyers working at top firms, that number skyrockets. At Cravath, Swaine & Moore, one of the most prestigious law firms in the world, first-year associates earned $180,000 a year in 2015, with the potential to make much more with bonuses and raises. By contrast, a public defender in the U.S. earned just $47,000 a year on average in 2015. Take another example, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the late Supreme Court Justice. Before her appointment to the Supreme Court, Ginsburg was one of the most respected legal minds in the country, known for her work in civil liberties and gender equality. But while she fought for justice and equality for all, her salary as a law professor at Rutgers University was a far cry from the earnings of her peers at top corporate firms. But not all lawyers want to follow the traditional path. In recent years, there has been a rise in alternative legal careers that don't rely on billing hours or working at a big law firm. Many lawyers are leaving the traditional practice of law to work in tech startups, nonprofits, or government agencies. Some are even turning to entrepreneurship, creating legal tech companies or offering legal services to underserved communities. Take Aaron Blank, a former lawyer who transitioned into the world of legal tech. He started a company that helps law firms streamline their operations, reduce costs, and improve efficiency. By using technology, Aaron has been able to build a successful career that doesn't involve the traditional law firm structure. This shift in career paths is not just about making money. It's about finding meaning and purpose in work. Many lawyers are choosing to leave behind the traditional firm life for the opportunity to create something new, to use their skills to make a difference, rather than just chasing after high billable hours. Looking at the geopolitical angle, the concentration of wealth and power within the legal profession has implications far beyond the individual level. The wealth gap between the 1% of lawyers and the rest of the profession reflects broader societal inequalities. As more wealth and power become concentrated in the hands of a few, the influence of law firms extends into areas like international trade, diplomacy, and policymaking. Consider the role that lawyers played in Brexit. Lawyers at major law firms were instrumental in shaping the legal framework that guided the UK's departure from the European Union. These same lawyers were also heavily involved in advising multinational corporations on how to navigate the post-Brexit landscape. Their work affected everything from trade agreements to immigration policies, underscoring the immense power that the top 1% of lawyers hold in shaping global events. What does the future hold for the legal profession? With the rise of technology and artificial intelligence, the traditional model of law practice is being disrupted. Legal tech companies are automating many of the tasks that used to require human lawyers. This includes document review, contract analysis, and even basic legal advice. As AI continues to evolve, the need for human lawyers in some areas may diminish. But this doesn't mean the end for lawyers. On the contrary, it creates opportunities for lawyers to pivot and redefine their roles in the legal ecosystem. Lawyers can become entrepreneurs, consultants, and even tech innovators who use their legal expertise to create new tools and platforms that reshape the industry. The future of the legal profession is one of adaptation and transformation. Lawyers who can embrace the technological revolution will thrive, while those who cling to traditional models may find themselves left behind. So, why does only 1% of lawyers make 99% of the money? It's all about specialization, connections, and the market forces that drive the legal profession. The system is designed to reward those who can navigate its hierarchy and work for the highest paying clients. But as we've seen, this isn't the only path for lawyers. The rise of alternative careers and the increasing role of technology are changing the way we think about law and lawyers. In the end, being a lawyer is about much more than just making money. It's about finding your place in a profession that has the power to shape society, whether you're working for a top firm or charting your own path. The key to success is staying adaptable and being ready to face the challenges of an ever-changing world.